So I've been thinking more back home now about the election. I decided to film this outside because I'm trying to just collect what beauty I can in the world. Here's the problem with Trump. I got into a conversation with somebody on Facebook today, which I shouldn't have, and I started thinking because I had said something about Trump and they said, well, you could say the same about the Democrats. Here's what I think the bottom line is. There's a lot I could say is wrong with Trump, okay? But what I'm going to focus on here now is that it is our job as citizens. I've become more and more affirmed in this since I moved to Norway and have watched the election cycle. I've been watching fake news as part of my job. It is our job as citizens to critique and criticize our politicians and push them to be better. We're not here to praise them and to stroke their egos. I mean, I used to jokingly say, I wish we could get back to a political ecology where we all realize that none of these people actually are here for us. Like, personally, they don't care about us. Most of them are really rich and privileged. They're not here for us. And I said that kind of as a joke for many years, but what the reality of it is that when we have the privilege to participate in a democracy, our job is to make them better, to say it's never enough, to say, okay, you gave us this right, now we want this right. Things can always be better. Things are never perfect for every person. And our job is to push them and critique them. Not necessarily be mean-spirited, but to push them. Our job is not to praise them. And I don't understand. With Trump, I believe it has gotten to a place where it's like this worship of this figure. And it should never be that. And possibly the most terrifying thing that I've seen since I've been in the more political sphere with my job in Norway is I see this starting to happen in Norway. I'd rather be in Norway than anywhere else in the world, but this stuff with Sylvi Listhaug, I don't care how you feel about her, okay? I have my personal opinions about her the same way we all do. But we're beginning to see these things on social media where people are praising her like this champion for the party, for people. She's a politician like any other, and you're not. These people are public servants. They're not heroes. They are people that we elect to do the dirty, difficult work of making our society better. Now, we all disagree on how to make that society better, okay? That's democracy. But the moment we're just praising these people as like this white knight that's going to save us all, we've stopped doing our job as democratic citizens, which should be to say like, okay, thanks for doing that thing that I wanted, and now this, and now this. Personally, they don't know who we are, right? And most of the time, they're just the products of generational wealth, and we should be asking them to make it better. I have seen these dynamics coming to Norway faster and faster as we approach the storting valg. And that is my biggest fear. Like, not whether things go this way or that way, although I have my personal opinions the same as every other private citizen. My bigger fear is the general narratives that we are buying into, that Norway is starting to follow in America's footsteps by praising these people. Whereas before, I always thought Norway was really smart at just like never saying it was enough, kind of always sounding dissatisfied with politicians. That's the game. That's democracy. That's what we're doing. That's why we use our vote to say you didn't do well enough this time, not to say, oh, you're so amazing, we love you so much, you're here for me. Because they're not. Our job is to make them better, and it is so scary to me to see people losing that critical ability in Norway and starting to see these people as like action heroes or like superheroes, action figures. Like, they're not, and we shouldn't be treating them that way. That, I think, is the first fatal step to democracy losing the actual power that a citizenry has.